Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It is the In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, John Lawson from ProAm Auto Accessories talks gifting ideas for the Christmas car geek in your family. Conrad's going to have the In Wheel Time car clinic, and we'll also have this week's auto news just ahead. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us on this Saturday. And you haven't been outside since you walked in. Well, I will tell you, it is spectacular outside.
Is it?
Wash the car, get out, and enjoy the ride. Get out of town.
Well, we were talking about that earlier, that we had this big threat of flooding rains over the night.
Didn't happen.
Well, I guess in his part of the neighborhood.
Up where I live, it rained pretty hard.
Yeah, it kind of sprinkled here, and that was about it. So
can I give a shout out to
Yes,
Bruce West?
do.
Bruce West, a good friend of the show, a car guy, Corvette guy, won a trophy at Lupe Tortilla not long ago. Had a little ailment. He's back on his feet again, so we just want to wish Bruce a good recovery, and we're praying for you, buddy.
Get well soon.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this guy doesn't really need an introduction, but I guess we're going to give it to him.
Let's give him one.
Yeah. He's John Lawson, ProAm Accessories. He's with us this morning. John, good morning. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear, brother. Well,
all right.
How are things over at ProAm?
Man, we're moving and shaking still. I'll walk you guys around the shop here in a minute, but yeah, we're staying busy. We're selling car accessories, truck accessories, all kinds of goodies for your car and truck. And we're doing lots of work out back, too, working on all kind of foreign cars, old trucks. I can show you guys a neat old Ford F-100 I've got out back for a customer, if you want to take a look at that in a little bit.
I'm surprised that that's not your truck.
No, it's not. But it is a neat truck, and every once in a while I fancy having one because they're dead simple to work on too. I really enjoy it.
What do you drive as your daily driver?
That Beetle convertible behind you?
No, that's my permanent installation. It's like an art installation here, I guess.
Yeah.
No, right now I'm driving an old '98 Porsche Boxster. I picked it up a couple years ago, and I really enjoy driving that little car. It's fun.
Yeah, well, you got to drive it gingerly because, you don't want anybody to run into it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if I feel like I do have an older Suburban as well. That's my, go to Home Depot kind of vehicle. So
yeah, your beaters.
My beater,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's my beater, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, how are things in the where we are now in the store? Anything new and exciting that you want to share with us?
Well, to be honest, I'll walk around here. Let me switch the camera so you don't have to look at me all the time.
Good. We love you, John, but not that much.
Yeah, there we go. Okay,
there you go. Yeah.
You know that you guys have seen the Beetle before, I believe. So
It's the little sister to your Boxster.
Yeah, well, this one I've had for a really long time, and my goal was to, restore it and drive it around and stuff, and that still is the goal, but it's just taking its time.
I think you were looking on the interior the last time we talked. Weren't you doing something in the interior?
I don't think I've worked on it much since the last time we talked, quite frankly. So.
Yeah.
But that's good. I've been busy with
Did you just
cars.
lose interest, or are you just too darn busy in the shop?
A little of both. Mostly I'm too busy. But anyway.
That's the excuse you're going to go with today.
Yeah.
That's the excuse today. So, yeah, we still do aftermarket seating. So if you need a sports seat or a racing seat or something in your sports car or pickup truck, we've got lots of that stuff.
How much are seats going for? Give me a price range.
We carry Corbeau as the brand primarily.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing the most of. And you can get a set of these pretty affordable for $600 or $700
a piece.
For a pair.
Oh.
And then they go up from there. Of course, they have like this one right here. Those are about $1,100 for a pair after it's all said and done. So not too bad.
What makes them so expensive?
The price?
I guess all the materials. Yeah, the price.
Smart
It's
Now,
one
the
of those
racing
days,
seats,
John.
like we do, we do racing shell type seats for people that take their cars to the track, and these can get pretty crazy expensive. This particular one here it's about $1,500.
Wow.
So
For one seat,
and they
yeah.
can get real expensive because they're made out of carbon fiber as opposed to fiberglass on some of the models and stuff, and so that can really up the price. So
Do they make a desk chair chassis for them so you could get one of those seats and just strap it
I was
onto a
thinking
desk
the same
chair?
thing. They look like one of those gamer chairs.
Well, I think the gamer chairs are actually more like copies of these. If I
Yeah,
had to,
that's what it looks
had to
like.
guess.
Yeah.
I do have a chair that I sit at my desk that is an old racing seat that's mounted on an office base. So we actually can do that too if you want.
That's
If
neat.
you wanted to put one of these in your
That's what we need for the studio.
in your office, or we've actually sold these to guys that have built their own little gaming or their driving simulator deals.
Yeah.
And so they'll actually use these seats and stuff. So
Keeps them from falling out, right?
right.
Yeah.
So we also carry
wheels.
We do carry some wheels. I don't do a ton of wheels anymore, but yeah, we do, especially for track day cars. That we'll mount the racing rubber on them and stuff, and we can do all kind of stuff like that. I don't do a lot of like the big truck wheels and all that kind of stuff. There's too many other shops doing that, so we don't.
It's a lot
mess with those
of
too much.
inventory to have that selection on.
I see that you got a
That's a lot.
selection of helmets there as well.
Yeah. Yes. We've always kind of been the go-to place here in Houston for racing gear. So we have, if you're going to be going to the track, whether it's just a one-time deal or if you're going to really get into the sport, we've got everything you need.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
Helmets, shoes, gloves, suits.
Yeah, there's Don's shoes.
Yeah, we're pointing out the shoes up
Don's
there.
red shoes.
Red pumps.
Yeah,
Well,
we've got red shoes.
They don't have a heel
We've
on them.
got the head and neck restraints and all that sort of fun stuff.
Well, you need that with red pumps.
That's right.
They had neck restraints.
First, we do suspension work, brake work.
What kind of brakes do you carry, John? What kind of brakes do you carry?
Willwood primarily.
Willwood.
If you're going to do an upgrade,
Yeah.
we're a Willwood dealer. But I can also get Brembo. We've also been a long time Brembo dealer, but don't do a ton of those just because they're really pretty pricey. But they are excellent systems.
Right. Yeah.
So let's see. Let me walk around back here. So you talk about gifts for Christmas. Some of the easiest stocking stuffer type stuff we've got license plate frames that have your make on them. Lots of these. And then we have a lot of car care products. People drive from all over to come get some of our car care products because we're the only place that carries some of this stuff. So like the Class A, which is a German product. We carry the Zepp line of cleaners and tire shine and stuff. That stuff is, I can barely keep this stuff in stock, this tireless shine. Most people say it's one of the very best tire dressings that you can use. It doesn't wash off. It stays on. Your tires stay looking good for a really long time.
So it doesn't sling up onto your quarter panel?
I was thinking the same thing.
No, it doesn't do that either. Because it's an aerosol spray on, it's really easy to modulate and not overdo it. When you use the stuff that's a squirt pump or like a wipe on type deal, that stuff is what really flings off. So
And then
let's see,
do
we've
you sell gift cards for people who want to get their cars serviced?
Sure. Yes. Yeah, we do. We do that as well. So whatever you need, come on in. We've got, good AMSOIL, Redline synthetic oils, octane boosters, Polydyne TX7, which, this is a local company. I don't know. Have you guys had them on your show before?
No.
They're an excellent shop. They also do, they do the ceramic coating of like pistons and headers and all of that stuff too. I have a set of headers on my race car that they coated with that Cerakote stuff. It's like they use it for, they also do like guns and stuff where they coat the mechanisms and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So Polydyne, it's been around a long time. Like I said, it's a local company here in Houston, and they're great people. So let's see.
And where are you guys located at?
Oh, well, I should tell you that. We are at 6125 Richmond. That's in the Galleria area. It's between Hillcroft and Fountain View on Richmond, at the corner of Green Ridge and Richmond.
You've only been there 100 years.
Yeah, we've only been here since like 1983 or 4. So
I remember going out there when I was with Keystone to talk to you.
That's right. Yep, I remember. That was a
Long
few
time
years ago.
Yeah.
So John, the little oil check things.
Yes.
Oil
The
check.
dipster.
things.
I cannot think of the name of them.
He's a car guy. He knows that.
Yeah.
No, it's the little
dipster.
kind of, yeah.
Dipster. I got those for my grandkids. I got them when they started driving. I got them all. I got one granddaughter. She still got it under the hood of her car because it's magnetic.
Yeah.
She still don't know what it's
What
for.
is it?
She doesn't know what it
No,
It's a little wiping
Wiper.
device so you could wipe the
It's-
oil off your
it's
dipstick.
got a
when you
magnetic
check it.
base, and so you can put it under the hood of
Yeah.
your car, and it's always there to check your oil.
Gotcha.
And it's really
So yeah,
neat.
it's
Yeah,
we've
it'd be even
got
neater
plenty
if
of
she
these.
knew how to use it.
Yeah.
Did Grandpa?
That's what she's got Grandpa for.
Exactly.
Hey,
The others
Grandpa,
seem
will
to
you
have
go out
taken
and
on
check
to
my
it, but
oil?
it's small. You know, John's got one right there. It's small, and
yeah.
if you're someplace in Dallas or someplace and you can't get to John's shop, you can get this on Amazon.
You're a real
That's right.
dipster.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sell this, and we
As
sell a lot of
opposed
the
to a
other products on Amazon as well. So you can actually go to Amazon and look up my Amazon store. It's just called ProAm Auto, and on Amazon, and
There you go.
shop to your heart's delight.
Yeah, I love that little thing.
I'm delighted
Yeah,
just
that's
talking to you and getting this personal tour of the store.
Yeah.
Right. Here, let me go out back and show you that Ford real quick.
I
Yeah.
want to see the what you got cooking out in the shop. Do you give shop tours now and then?
Sure. I every week people come in and want to see what we're doing. So this is still my other personal project. This is our endurance track car that we started LS swapping a couple of years ago, and it's still sitting here too. So
It's a work in progress.
work in progress. Don't look at any of my mess. Sorry.
You could enter that in the
You need to
lemons.
put an LS in that Volkswagen.
Ha. Yeah. So this is a 73.
Wow.
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah, it's a pretty truck. I've done a lot of work to. We put air conditioning in it. It's a 390 big block, so it's a lot of fun. It's here now for well, I'm not even gonna bother trying to open the hood.
What kind of gas
Oh,
mileage
oh.
that thing get, John?
Doesn't.
I don't think it does. It has 2 gas tanks. You know, most of these Fords
Great.
have 2 tanks, so I think he uses them both all the time.
Yeah.
Bet it does great burnouts, though.
Yeah, I think it does one single wheel burnout pretty good.
That'll be okay.
A single wheel burnout. Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
What do you call it? A
Don's high school
Single-
days, driving Mom's Buick.
Buick Skylark, yeah. Son, I don't know why the rubber's gone off of that right rear tire, but it looks like we're going to have to buy a new one. Yeah, Dad, I don't understand it either.
The rubber's there. It's up in the fender well.
Exactly. Yeah, So at any rate,
So anybody who's looking for a quick gift idea in the automotive realm, they ought to go ahead and stop in down there at ProAm and take a peek at what you got, because you've got a lot of
Yeah.
choices for them.
Yeah, we're here Monday through Friday, 8:30 until 6 p.m. You can always give us a call. You can send us an email. We're here.
can I
We're
send
here
you a
all the
Christmas
time.
card?
You're welcome to, please.
Okay, just checking. Well, it's always great to have you on with us, John. It always. I told Mars, I said, call John. Let's do gift ideas for Christmas.
Yeah.
It just,
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys remembering us. I
Well,
do.
always,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, we sure do. Well, all right, my friend, it's good to talk to you. Best of luck, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Tom.
Yeah,
Thank
Merry
you, John.
Christmas to you, everyone.
thanks. It's always fun to see his stuff.
Yeah, I know. It truly is. All right. We'd love to hear from you. shoot us an email. Our address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for Conrad's Car Clinic.
All right.
What's in the Car Clinic
Well, it's
today?
a continuation of what we did a little bit last week, is the life of Shelby.
Yes.
Shelby not only did the Cobras and the Ford GT and all the Shelby Mustangs and all of that. Well, you got to remember Lee Iacocca at one point moved, and I think it was in the 70s. He's going to be in auto history as well. He moved to Chrysler. Well, he brought Shelby to Chrysler with him. And
That's
Shelby,
right.
and Shelby
There were some Shelby Chryslers.
built a whole series of Chrysler-based Shelby products, but they're not to me, the Ford-based Shelby products can be investment-grade vehicles. You could buy one of those; it'd be a good investment. The Chrysler ones aren't. A lot of these are probably still selling in the $10,000 to $15,000 range. First one was the 86 Shelby Omni GLHS. It was a modified Dodge Omni, and the changes made by the Shelby were they retitled them as Shelby Automobiles and sold them direct through Dodge dealerships. And GLH stood for Goes Like Hell, and then the S Goes Like Hell some more. Everybody always thought it stood for Shelby, just stood for some more. They made about 500 of them, and they all had dash plaques with a serial number and stuff. The upgrade to them was the turbo 4-cylinder. They added a factory intercooler and increased the output to 175 horsepower. And
That's pretty good for that little tiny car.
Yeah, and 175 foot-pounds of torque for that little car was quite a bit, and that little car would kind of get up and go.
That's a front-wheel drive car, isn't it?
A little front-wheel drive car. And then they took that same engine and put it in the Dodge Shelby Charger later, and that in the today's era of massive four-door Chargers with Hellcats and stuff, it may be a little easier to remember this Dodge Charger. There's a couple of pictures of it. It wasn't really a popular car, but with the Shelby package on it, I think it was probably a decent driving car. And by then, it's still that same little 2.2-liter turbo. Had a pretty decent suspension upgrades, special wheels, and a lot of exterior trim upgrades to it as well.
You never see those anymore.
No. Well, might be for a reason. They weren't what I would consider a real high-quality car.
Well, no, but you would think that somebody would have saved one or two of them back and put it on the show circuit because they're so rare.
And that's what I think is, again, that Shelby investment-grade vehicle. I think these may be on the edge of becoming investment-grade vehicles. So if you could find one, you might be able to get a good buy on one.
That would be the key if you could find one, because they're kind of
because the Shelby
gone.
name's going to add value to it. And then Shelby also built in '83 a Ram pickup truck. He only built a prototype of it, never sold them retail. But and this is back in the day when they were building the SS 454 and the Ford Lightnings and stuff, and Shelby kind of jumped in the game, kind of proposed a full-size truck to Dodge, and they didn't go for the full-size truck. What they did end up going to was the Dakota, and Shelby built quite a few of these Dakota trucks. Again, that was in the day that the GMC Cyclone, the SS 454, and the Lightning Super Trucks were all out there.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember these. They were more of a dress-up truck than they were, a real high-performance truck. But they were out there, and they caught your attention mainly because they had the name Shelby on the side.
Well, that and the striping package and the way they, like you say, dressed them up.
That's ugly.
And then after this, they did the CSX with the variable nozzle turbo. Now, the variable nozzle turbo was unique in the industry back then. Very common today on the diesels, but the VNTs, and this one actually put out 205 foot-pounds of torque. And again, a unique car. They didn't build very many of them. Again, they only built about 500 of these. But again, talking about the Shelby valuations, I think finding one of those might be something worthwhile because of the low production numbers. And then the final one was the Shelby Lancer, and that was a bigger car than the CNX. or CSX. And again, with the Shelby branding, upgraded suspension, wheels and tires, and exterior looks on it, it was more of a visual car than it was a high
The
performance
Lancer,
car.
isn't that a Mitsubishi?
No. Well, at this point, it was you got to remember, Dodge and Mitsubishi shared a lot of platforms
That's right,
together.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this was called the Shelby Lancer. And, again, that was the 2.2-liter turbo with the intercooler and the upgraded torque output and stuff. So, if you're interested in owning a Shelby, you might be able to find a value one in one of those Chrysler products.
You can almost see the relationship of the Mustang body styling in some of those as well because of Iacocca.
In the upgrades.
Yeah. The square body Mustang, and then you got the Monza front end. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then next week we're going to talk about Shelby did some GM products as well.
I did not know that.
Interesting.
Really?
Ground up GM products. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Wow.
From a car company I loved, still do.
You go?
Yeah. You go call the record. I'll wait here with the car.
This is really a misnomer because I'm sure it's all over the news this week. Tesla recalling 2 million vehicles for autopilot safety flaws. Well, you don't take the car to the dealership. It's not one of those kind of recall. They're not recalling it to the dealership.
I think they need to replace the loose nut behind the wheel.
There you go.
This is an over-the-air update, is what they're going to do to try to fix the issues that have been plaguing this Tesla autopilot thing. They filed a recall covering more than 2 million vehicles after the top U.S. auto safety regulator determined its driver assistance system, autopilot as it's called, doesn't do enough to prevent misuse. The move is the result of a years-long defect investigation by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The recall is the second this year involving Tesla's automated driving systems, which have come under escalating scrutiny after hundreds of crashes, some of which result in fatalities. Autopilot comes standard on every new Tesla. It uses cameras to match vehicle speed with surrounding traffic and assist drivers with steering within clearly marked lanes.
Huh.
And
you've used the Super Cruise and experienced that, and you talked about this clearly marked lanes thing can be a bit of an issue when the area you're driving through transitions into unclearly marked lanes, and then what does the car do?
It loses itself.
Right.
And with this thing here, there are noted, not fatalities, but crashes where the Tesla crashes into emergency responder vehicles that are parked in the lanes ahead of it. Doesn't know what to do. That's where the driver comes in.
Well, and there's, and we've talked with one of the guys we've had on for an interview, talked about there has to be some kind of a feedback system in the car that says the driver is paying attention, whether it's a camera that's watching the eyes of the driver or the feel of the steering wheel.
I understand that the Teslas do have that aspect of it, but when it comes to what's ahead of the vehicle,
it's not looking far enough.
And I think it's interesting if you read what you said, it's not doing enough to prevent misuse of the system. It's not saying the system doesn't work. They're saying it's misused, like they keep finding people sitting in the passenger seat that should be sitting in the driver's seat.
Or reading the newspaper or absolutely asleep, because you can see people take pictures of those people and post them on the internet. And the guy's sitting here and he's passed out asleep and the car's auto-driving for him.
I have a friend of mine that has a Tesla, and he says, I never use that thing, ever. And personally, I like driving. That's my own take on it. If the car has it, I never use it.
Did you use the Super Cruise just to experience it?
Yes, I did. And it was very strange because I like driving a car, and to sit behind the wheel and have this was on the Hardy Toll Road at the time, and to see the thing, at that time, this was 5 years ago, when it first came out, it would bounce between the lines. They've smoothed that out. The last one that I had,
kind of like Grandma.
Pretty much, yeah. They smoothed that out, so it doesn't quite do as badly as it did back when it was original.
Some of them would start going back and forth. So, it would almost get
lane change.
It would almost throw itself off over the line because it couldn't react once it got going.
You could put a note in the passenger seat. Send the car on its way to the grocery store with money and a note, and then come back.
Oh, at the pickup place, just tell them, send them a text, Tell them come out, put it in the
I'm
back.
here at
come
Space 4. Go ahead and put my groceries in.
There are
and send
other
the car
recalls
home.
to tell you about. Turn signal and high beam malfunction. I think I mentioned this last weekend. Ram, all of the pickup trucks from 23 and 24, they get a malfunction there. They're recalling that. Loose brake pedal for the Ford Mustang for 2024. Ford F-150 Lightning 22 to 23, deactivated electronic stability control. Ford F-150 for 2022. Parking lights may flicker. Mercedes-Benz GLE 450E for 24. Braking may require increased force. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Stomp on the
May
brakes.
the force be with you.
Rear spoiler may obstruct the center brake light. Boy, there's one that I'm going to take my car back for. In Porsches. Okay. Incorrectly adjusted headlights in the Infiniti QX60, which is an expensive car. Who messed that up?
I don't know.
You're fired. See ya.
The guy
Bye.
that puts them in.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Something.
Incorrectly adjusted.
And for
headlights.
you, Conrad, General Motors is laying off 1,314 people at 2 manufacturing plants in Michigan on the heels of reaching a new labor contract with the UAW. We talked about this. The automaker says it will offer impacted employees jobs elsewhere within the company.
Battery plant.
I was going to say, do you want to move out of Michigan to someplace else that...
GM spokeswoman Tara Kunin said the automaker informed employees at the subsystems plant about the layoffs in October, resulting from the end of the Chevy Bolt EV and the EUV production. The plant's undergoing major retooling for electric truck production. Blah, blah, blah.
GM could save $29 million a year with one other layoff.
Well, the Corvette plant in Bowling Green, they've stopped giving tours and delivering cars because of the tooling and the new process that they're going through.
Well,
for the plant.
but that's not uncommon. I went
No.
through that when they transitioned from the C5 to the C6. They shut all plant tours
Right.
down because they didn't want people to go on a plant tour because you could see some of the stuff
Yeah.
running through production.
Top secret.
Yeah. Time now for a quick break. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana? Stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.